laps, and pit strategy here becomes a huge part of this game this afternoon. Did I pit at the right time to coincide with 14 caution flags that we've had this afternoon?
Yeah, that's a gamble. You just hope that it all falls into place. And
if you're down there in the pits right now, though, are you calculating where you stand with the leaders on the racetrack? If you're running in the top 5, are you trying to figure out how sequenced you are in comparison to where the leaders are at?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the less you have to pit, the better off you are, because you can get fresh tires, but am I going to wear them out going back through traffic? So, sometimes brand new isn't exactly going to help you that much, but you want to be on the newest possible at the end.
Ron Barfield, I think, is probably on a little bit better tires right now than Dave Mader, and it won't surprise me if Barfield jumps right up under him here in just a minute, because you can see Dave's car starting to give way down there in the turn just a little bit, and Barfield's can stick right at the bottom, and there he goes. He pulls right around, and again, that's pure tires.
Yes.
Worth, what did you say, as much as 3 seconds out here?
Yeah, we were doing some timing of some cars yesterday, and I saw some lap times. I believe the pole was a 17.1. I believe Rick Crawford won a 17.0 in second round qualifying, and they were as far back as a 20-second lap on worn used tires. So 3 seconds on a half-mile racetrack is an eternity.
Jody Ridley again after getting caught up in an incident a little bit earlier, running in front of the lap car of John Crow, and Crow once again will carry the Red Dog beer sponsorship next year for Bill Simpson and Robert Hamke and all those guys that are working together. And once again, he's had a sensational year, even though this will not be a great finish for him in the Snowball Derby. We're watching Jody Ridley. You can see the front bumper of Ridley starting to kind of come apart and away from the car. Is that a major problem up there, Eddie, from a downforce standpoint?
No, there's no problem there. As long as it doesn't get into the tires or anything, as long as the air box, which funnels the air through the radiator, hasn't been up too bad and affecting the heat of the motor. As long as all of that's going well, I mean, it doesn't matter. You can take the bumper off, and he'd be just as fast.
Well, you're not seeing double there, folks. That's Rich Bickle and Freddie Query right now. Freddie Query in front of Rich Bickle, I might add, in the Terminal Trucking Machines as they once again continue to lay the laps down. 205 in the books here at Pensacola's Five Flags Speedway, the Snowball Derby, and Jeff Purvis is checked out on the field, while Query and Bickle are now being battled by Ron Barfield Jr. And I think same thing again. Barfield Jr. has got fresher tires. He's able to run right down there on the bottom of the racetrack, and no matter how hard you might try to mirror drive somebody, it ain't going to matter. He's going to get around you.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You could take the tires off of Purvis's car and just run him on rims, and I think he'd be fast today. He is just on a rail, but these guys, they've got a good race going. I think Ron is on fresher tires than both Bickle and Query, and it just makes a difference.
We're glad you've joined us this afternoon as Hooters brings you maybe what could easily be called one of the greatest of all short track races of the year, the Snowball Derby 28th annual edition. It's a great race, and it's had a lot of great competitors over the years. Harry Gant has been here many times, as the Skoll people were very involved here for many, many years. And of course, everybody's still very appreciative of the support they brought to this particular race. Guys like Darrell Waltrip, Lake Speed has run here. You look back through the list, and it's a who's who, really, of not just short track racing, but of racing in general. And certainly that guy we were just looking at, Jody Ridley's one of them. That guy also, the 51 car, Jeff Purvis, has to be considered one of the finest short track drivers anywhere in the world.
Oh, it's definitely a thrill to watch him drive. I've never had the opportunity to run on the same racetrack with him, but I hope to someday. And he has got a lot of seat time. He's always been in the best equipment that money can buy, and we all know that's a big part of the plan. And doing a super job. There we see Rich and Query running nose to tail there, and
yeah, and the funny thing about Freddie's deal is, Freddie Query, we're talking about the number 6 car, he put a new setup under that car, had no clue whether it was going to work today. He did 3 springs and changed the sway bar on that car, had no clue whether it was going to get hooked up this afternoon. And I guess we answered that, didn't we,
Yeah.
Freddie? You look like you got her pretty hooked up. You know, I also asked him, too, I said, Freddie, what are you going to do next year as far as, racing goes? And Query said, well, I really got a dilemma here, because the truth is that both the NASCAR All-Pro Series and the Hooters Cup Series, both series are paying great money. They've got great shows. And, the truth is the majority of them don't conflict with each other. So Freddie's looking at, just like a lot of other guys are looking at, man, I really could race probably 70 shows next year easily, provided I got sponsorship and equipment. So he, like everybody else in this business, is pondering that question of how many can I do and how much money can I make? Of course, we would never think about the fun side of it, would we, Eddie?
No, never. Yeah, I'd like to run some of these shows next year. We've got intentions of running the ASA deal again.
Hey, well, maybe we cut a deal with Bickle. He's got to go run Richard Petty's truck for him. This car's just going to be sitting around. Oh, there's another proposition to pick up after the race, right?
We got to try it. Always working.
We're having fun, folks, and we hope you are. A great crowd this afternoon here in Florida. We're watching the Snowball Derby. No snowballs anywhere near this place. About 72 degrees outside, and hope you're enjoying it wherever you are, and hope the weather's good wherever you are. Jeff Purvis is feeling no pain as he slides off down the backstretch. He's the leader now, 216 laps up on the board, and it's been his race once again, just like last year. And I'm not cursing. I'm not putting the curse on him here, Eddie, as he moves up on Steve Christian there. But Purvis has had some opportunities to win this race. Had it last year with 5 laps to go.
You're right.
Yeah, and he and Wayne Willard lost it, and away it went. And right now you got to be careful once again. Purvis moving up on lap traffic. You can't quit thinking, can you, Eddie?
No, you got to stay focused. He doesn't have a problem with that, but I'll tell you, it's 218 laps into this thing right now. Now's when you go into Plan B. Now's when you go into the second phase of what you're doing. You wanted to survive the first 200. And now everybody's now you're going to start getting racy again. You were sitting back riding. Now you're going to click up another notch. And
looks like these guys have pretty much just kind of decided to let's go ride. But you know what?
Yeah, look who's behind.
If you ride much longer, Jody Ridley's going to get you.
I don't believe he lost a lap, and I got news for you. I'm not giving up on my prediction.
No, I don't think so. Let's go down to Mark Allen, who's got a little bit of insight on the tire story right now.
Well, fellas, we've been watching the lap number on which these top teams pitted. For instance, our race leader, Jeff Purvis, lap 126 for Ford Tires. The terminal trucking cars of Freddie Query and Rich Bickle both came in on lap 101. And then Ron Barfield Jr., he came in the latest of everybody, lap 175. You can see it better than we can. It's Barfield closing on Purvis.
Thanks, Mark. You're right. Big story there. And I also just noticed something else, too. On Bickle's car, it looked like the front fender, Eddie, on the right-hand side started to fly open like it had come loose or something. We'll watch it when it comes around this time. But it looked like he had something dragging. What is that right?
Yeah, it looks like just the fender had come loose.
No big deal?
It won't hurt anything, no. As long as it doesn't come off and get into anything, it's not hurting anything. He doesn't have a clue what's going on, probably.
All right, you're Jody Ridley. At this point, you've caught yourself up into the top 5. What do you do? Is he content to ride a little bit right now? He's got John Crow, lap car behind him.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, you're never totally content, but those are 2 good race cars in front of him. He knows it. He knows he's running a good pace. And, if the door opens, don't think he won't take advantage of it. But I don't think he's going to push the issue to make it happen. Knowing, like you said, Crow's a couple of laps down, but there's a situation where persistency will pay. Crow may have got a couple laps down early, but he's still running, and the car's dropping out like they are. He's probably going to have a pretty good finish.
Well, we're showing Ron Barfield, the 97 car, in the second spot. Then comes the 6 of Freddie Query and the 5 of Rich Bickle. So in between the leader and this threesome that you're watching here is the second place car of Ron Barfield, who's had, again, an extraordinarily good year. Considering he's only been with this team halfway through the year, this guy is really, it's a good fit, good combination. Seems to be working really well for both parties right now.
Yeah, I believe they said they come out of the box mid-season when they got together, and I believe he sat on 4 poles, not only for the year, he did it in a row.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
That's impressive. A good friend of mine, Johnny Benson in ASA, was able to do it I believe 9 times. And anytime you sit on more than a pole period, you've done something.
Yeah,
and,
Barfield, there you see the 97 car. First Snowball Derby.